Stamina and endurance are important to all runners, especially if you're trying to run long races or long runs. Welcome to the Ageless Runner. I'm Ralph. So in my mind, endurance is more the physical. Do I have the muscle capability and the cardiovascular capability to be able to run for long periods of time? Stamina is also endurance, but stamina adds the mental in there. Can I withstand the boredom or the discomfort, go out and run for a long race or a long run? So they're both important, and I got 10 tips I want to share with you today to help improve those. Now, tip number one is take it easy. By that I mean you want to run aerobically for your long runs. You want to improve your cardiovascular fitness, and you need to keep your heart rate down. So a couple ways you can determine if you're running aerobically. One is look at your heart rate, keep it below 75% of your max heart rate. The other way is, can you talk in complete sentences? If you had a running partner with you, could you hold a conversation with them while you're running? So don't look at your watch, don't look at pace, let perceived effort guide you, let your conversation guide you, and run aerobically. Err on the side of running longer, not faster. Take it easy. So tip number two is get more time on your feet by walking. You know, I did a trail race last summer. It was a 50K, and it rained so much in the morning, it was muddy. Ended up walking a lot of it, and it took me over 13 hours. I bet I did not sit down more than a half an hour that whole day. So I spent a lot of time on my feet. You need to get used to that if you're going to be doing long races. So a couple ways to do that. One is at the end of, say, a short run, walk for another mile, walk for another 15 to 20 minutes. I had one subscriber the other day comment that they do run, walk, run every other day, and days they don't do that, they go out for a 5-mile walk. Now that's a lot, but you get the idea of incorporating walks in your run. So that'll strengthen your body, strengthen your mind, getting you used to being up on your feet. So tip number three is enhance your short runs by doing fartleks and plyometrics. Fartleks are speed play. That's Swedish for speed play. You just do a short run. You're out doing a short run, you see a stop sign at the end of the street, you run faster to the stop sign. Incorporating those in your run will help build your endurance, help speed up your muscle. And then plyometrics or jump training. So during a short run, maybe you come to rest break, you crouch down, then you jump, and you do several of those during your short run. Again, that helps build up some muscle mass, increasing that endurance. So my next tip is try trail running. You know, trail running is kind of a whole body experience. It's a little harder than running on the street. You got hills and curves and roots and rocks. It works the whole body, it works on your balance. It's great overall physical conditioning, and mentally it's very good. You know, it's kind of peaceful being out in the forest, running around on the trail, and so it just enhances those positive feelings you get from running and the endorphins. So it associates a positive, happy feeling with running, which is good to have in those conditions where it's not nice out. So try trail running. So my next tip is to try a negative split run. What's a negative split run? Well, you run the second half of your run at a faster pace than your first half. So, you know, first half of your run, kind of take it easy. Second half of your run, kind of speed it up a little bit and run faster. Again, that builds up the endurance and the stamina because you're going to run at a slightly harder pace when you're a little bit tired. Again, it teaches the body to overcome that discomfort, that tiredness, and it's good for your endurance and also the stamina, the mental aspect of running. So try a negative split run. Okay, tip number 6 is do a lactate threshold run, sometimes called a tempo run. This is where you're running in zone 4 of your heart rate. You're kind of straddling that aerobic, anaerobic conditioning. Again, when you're running aerobically, your body's producing lactate, but you're pretty much able to consume it. And the more you run anaerobically, your body's producing more lactate than it can consume. So kind of straddling that aerobic, anaerobic allows your body to produce lots of lactate, but you're generally able to consume it. That really builds up your endurance. So what this means conversationally is you're not going to talk in sentences. You probably could talk in short phrases, but it's going to be much more difficult to talk with your running partner. Heartbeat wise, if you're going to track your heart rate, try to shoot for that 85 to 90% of your max heart rate. That should get you right in that sweet spot. Now, if you want to use pace, your pace might be somewhere between your half marathon pace and your 10K pace, somewhere in that range. So get those tempo runs, those lactate threshold runs. Those are great for building up your endurance and your mental conditioning by running harder. My next tip is you need to add strength training to your overall fitness routine. Whether you do body weight exercise at home, or you do like I do and go to the gym and do some weight training. You know, once you get over the age of 40, you start losing muscle mass, and that's just biology. So you need to counteract that, and the more running you do, you can actually lose muscle mass. I've had that to me. So get and do some strength training, do some weight bearing exercises, help maintain, if not increase, your muscle mass for those long runs. Hey, if you like this video, please scroll down, hit that like icon. Those likes really help my channel grow. Thank you so much. So my next tip is go out and run in less than the ideal conditions. Go out and run when it's raining, when it's cold, when it's hot, when it's windy. You need to expose your body and your mind to those difficult situations. That works on the stamina, the mental conditioning. You know, that trail 50K I mentioned did last summer, it rained most of the morning. And frankly, I had not been running in the rain. So it was a little bit of a challenge for me to get used to it, but I did okay. So run in those poor conditions. That'll strengthen your mental attitude, your mental outlook by overcoming that discomfort. So tip number 9 is get regular. And I'm not talking about fiber. It's really important to run consistently. Try and run every week. You know, don't run every day, but run every week. I try to run 3 times a week, occasionally 4 times, but get consistent. That's the best way to build up your endurance, your stamina, is get in the habit of running and do it consistently. So my last tip, I kind of saved what I think is probably one of the most important, if not underrated tips, and that is get enough rest. It's so important to get the rest. If you're out doing short runs, long runs, you're doing strength training, you're doing all this activity, you need to give your body a chance to rest and recover. You don't do that, you risk burnout, you risk injury. It's just so important. And especially the older we get, you know, the amount of rest a 40-year-old needs versus a 60-year-old is different. So the older you get, the more rest you need. That's why I rarely run 2 days in a row. So give your body rest, let it heal, let it recover, and stay fit and healthy. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, boy, I would really love it if you would scroll down, hit that like icon. Again, those likes help my channel grow. And if you're new here, well, I'd love to have you stick around. Please hit that subscribe icon also. Thank you so much and happy running.